was good. Elijah Youngboy Pizarro. Chidi. Come on, son. What it do? What it do? Elijah Youngboy. We'll see. We'll see if Chidi actually gets it done. Um, let's get it. Jake Matthews versus Chidi Njokuani. Oh, this one is kind of interesting. Sometimes I like to look at the records of the people that are fighting. Jake Matthews, I think, has been fighting pretty decent competition. Um, Actually, good competition because I think Jake Matthews, as far as I can remember, or based on my perspective, Jake Matthews actually gave, what do you call him? Actually gave, what's his name? Michael Morales, probably one of his hardest matches to date, as far as I can recall. Probably, maybe I'm not remembering the other matches, but as far as I can remember, Jake Matthews was probably Michael Morales' one difficult fight. Um, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this fight plays out, especially considering the fact that Chidi Njokuani is now like 36 years old at welterweight, um, which is gonna be very very interesting. So let's look at his record. Let me see. He beat Marc-Andre Barriault via TKO in the first round. Impressive. Okay, not too impressive, but still pretty decent. Beat Dusko Tudorovic in the first round. Once again, pretty decent. The lost to Robocop Gregory Rodriguez in the second round via TKO. Not too bad. Lost to Albert Duraev. I mean, Duraev at that point was on a streak. I don't know if I should actually give it too much weight. The lost to Alexander Oleksiejczuk. Oh, I know it's not even Alexander. Am I pronouncing? Oh, Michal Oleksiejczuk. My apologies for that. Michal Oleksiejczuk. He lost to Michal Oleksiejczuk via first round TKO. I mean, not too bad. Oleksiejczuk has power. He beat is it Reese McKee? Yeah, he beat Reese McKee. Um, and then beat Jared Gooden. I don't know. And then beat what do you call him? Eliseo dos Santos. Right. So currently, Chidi Njokuani is on a three-fight win streak against the Rismeki. And didn't Rismeki actually get an upset recently? Or am I thinking about something else? Someone else? Yeah, yeah. Actually, Rismeki looked really good. Like he got a finish, right? Yeah, Doctor Stoppage. Yeah, Rismeki actually looked pretty good against Daniel Franza. Is it Daniel? Yes, it's Daniel Franza. And a lot of people were picking Daniel Franza. I remember picking Daniel Franza, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually thought he would actually run through Rismeki. And you know what? He actually showed us that it wasn't a bad win. So that Chidi Njokuani actually going to a split decision with Rismeki. A lot of people were criticizing that win. But I mean, look at what Rismeki just recently did. Um, I mean, even Eliseo dos Santos is a pretty dangerous fighter. So Franza is mid. That was an easy one to pick. This still isn't good in my opinion. I get you, but I mean he still looked good. Like I can't deny that. However, he has improved. Yeah. So still, Chidi Njokuani is on a three-fight win streak. I don't know about the level of opponents that he's beaten, but I think it's pretty decent, despite the fact that a lot of them are past their prime or were not necessarily that great. Um, Jake Matthews. I don't know. Should I go through Jake Matthews's? Okay, I think it's actually important to maybe assess the level of competition, especially because um, as far as as far as Jake Matthews is concerned, I haven't been paying too much attention to Jake Matthews' career, to be honest. I just remember Michael Morales, the Michael Morales fight, because it made an impact in my eyes. I genuinely felt like he gave Michael Morales a run for his money. But let's actually take a look at Jake Matthews' recent career in the UFC. So in in 2002, in 2022, he beat Andre Fialho. Yeah, Andre Fialho. Okay, that's not a good win. He lost to Matthew Samuelsberger. I don't know how I feel about that. um, he then beat the Darius Flowers via submission. Okay, that worries me a little bit, especially considering. But Chidi Njokuani's takedown defense has been improving, to be honest. But he beat the Darius Flowers via submission. Went to lost a unanimous decision to Michael Morales. This is the fight I was talking about. Uh, love from India. I mean, what kind of a name is that? But shout out to you, man. But Roe, Phil Rowe. He beat Phil Rowe via unanimous decision. Okay, I guess that's an okay win. Um, and then he beat, what do you call him? Um, Francisco Prado. Is it? Yeah, Francisco Prado. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I hope I pronounced it properly. I mean, Phil Rowe lost to Neil Magny, right? Like, I mean, Neil Magny did. Yeah, I think Phil Rowe actually lost to Neil Magny at some point. I mean, losing to Neil Magny is not that bad, but once again, I don't know how to feel about these wins. To be honest, when you look at Chidi Njokuani, he's on a 3-fight win streak. Rhys McKee, Eliseo Zaleski dos Santos, even though he's past his prime, he's still very dangerous. Like, he's a really dangerous grappler. Let me actually. I mean, he has some grappling abilities, but I mean, it's not wrestling. It's jiu-jitsu, so maybe I shouldn't count that. This one is going to be a very tricky one. I'm still going with Chidi Njokuani. My subscribers are also going with Chidi Njokuani. I just feel like I have flu, guys. I apologize. I just feel like Chidi Njokuani has been improving a little bit, and I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to be able to avoid getting taken down. Or even if he gets taken down, he's going to be able to stand up. I think this fight will probably play out on the feed, but let's get into the technical breakdown of the fight. Um, Obviously, when it comes to striking, and I'm not going to say obviously actually, because Jake Matthews is not that bad on the feet, to be honest. But I would generally I would honestly give the technical striking abilities to Chidi Njokuani. I think he's going to be a little bit better on the feet. Um, Elijah Young Boy, Chidi for the dub. I'm worried. I'm not gonna lie to you about this fight. Chidi Njokuani is going to have a massive reach advantage. Wow. Okay, I'm a little bit more confident now in Chidi Njokuani. Not too confident, but I'm a bit more confident. The Chidi Njokuani is going to have a 7-inch reach advantage in this particular fight. Let me actually, yeah, it's a 7-inch reach advantage. That's massive. Especially when you consider the person who has the reach is the striker. That's actually interesting, right? As far as finishing ability, Chidi Njokuani has a 64% finishing rate. Jake Matthews has a 62% finishing rate. So, in all likelihood, this probably might go to a decision. Um, Striking, Chidi Njokuani has more volume. Um, better defensively, I think, but more or less they are basically on the same. For me personally, at least, defensively, I'd say both of them are more or less on the same level. But obviously, technical striking, I'm going to give it to Chidi Njokuani, especially because of his 7 inch reach advantage, combined with the technical striking abilities. I think he's going to actually be able to edge out. Not even okay, edge out. Jake Matthews, because I genuinely don't feel like Jake Matthews is that bad on the feed. But as far as volume, technical striking abilities, reach, I think Chidi Njokuani is going to be able to actually get the advantage because of the reach, because of the volume, because of the mere fact that they are defensively they are more or less on the same level. And I feel like Chidi Njokuani is a little bit better technically at striking. I think that's going to give him an advantage on the feet. On the ground, obviously Jake Matthews will be the better grappler. Offensively, um, I just feel like defensively, Chidi Njokuani is going to be able to do um, pretty decently. He has a 75% a 75% takedown defense, which is not bad. For me personally, anything below 70% as far as takedown defense, it's horrible. And even looking at Chidi Njokuani's previous fights, he's been seeming like he's found a way to actually improve, to stand up. If this was Chidi Njokuani about 2 3 years ago, I'd be like, Jake Matthews for sure. But in recent fights, Chidi Njokuani has shown an ability to actually avoid getting taken down, and even after being taken down, he's shown an ability to actually get up. Maybe it's because of the level of maybe it's because of the level of competition and the level of grapplers that he's been facing. Maybe Jake Matthews is going to be levels above. Um, is going to be levels above anyone who's ever tried to wrestle with Chidi Njokuani, especially because Chidi Njokuani is currently like 36, so he's not a spring chicken anymore. Coming from me, I'm like 33 years old. I'm almost there as well. Growing up is pretty sad, man. Anyway, so yeah, on the feed, I feel like Chidi Njokuani is going to just outclass. Not outclass, but I think he's going to be a little bit better than Jake Matthews. On the ground, obviously Jake Matthews is gonna be better, but I think it's gonna be very difficult for Jake Matthews to get the fight to the ground. So I guess we'll see. Maybe if Father Time catches up to Chidi Njokuani, then I mean it is what it is. But I just feel like Chidi Njokuani should be able to actually avoid being taken down, and if taken down, he should be able to get up on the feet. I think he should be able to do enough damage to actually I don't know, win a decision or even potential. I'm not gonna say, because Jake Matthews is pretty decent at defending or rather defensively as far as striking goes. So I'm not gonna sit here and say Chidi Njokuani is going to knock him out. So I mean but Michael Morales was still developing, so let me not use him as an example. But still, Jake Matthews has pretty good defensive striking. So I don't think Chidi Njokuani is going to knock him out. So hopefully the damage will actually the volume, the damage, the reach, like hopefully that's going to outweigh any grappling that's going to happen. Um, so yeah, I'm going with Chidi Njokuani. My subscribers are going with Chidi Njokuani. This is going to be a very close fight. I mean, the odds reflect that. It's kind of crazy to think that Chris Curtis is such a massive favorite, but let me not even compare these two fights. But still, like a very competitive fight, in my opinion. Um, Let me respond. Sonish Khan, where are you from? Kenya. Okay, that sounds like a lot of people are today are just feeling like speaking their own languages, man. Like some dude was very upset at me for being late on on the previous stream. I think he was speaking Indian. Anyway, I don't even know that language. I forgot the Hindi. Yeah, I think he was speaking Hindi. Anyway, I have one fight left for today to break down, which is Kennedy Nzochukwu versus Walter Walker. This fight should be higher on the card, at the very least above Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo Moura. How is this fight below Lauren Murphy and Eduardo Moura? UFC and momentum of the card. I mean, actually, why is Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis at the top of the card, at the top of the prelim? Why is it a featured prelim? Like, anyway, I'm going to be breaking down Kennedy Nzechuku versus Walter Walker. If you want to join me, let's go to the next dream. I love and appreciate all of you. Elijah, young boy, let's go. Let's go to the next fight. I love and appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining me. If you're just joining the stream, I'm going to the next fight. I'm going to break down the next fight. You can always watch my previous breakdowns on the live section of the channel. If you want to join me, let's go to the next stream. Click on the channel, turn on your notifications, and subscribe. I love and appreciate all of you. Deuces.